What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey Sense here. It's Monday. I guess it's midday, about 1 o'clock. Just thought I'd shoot a quick review about the fragrances that I'm wearing today and what I wore over the weekend. All right, let's get right to it. Starting with Friday. Friday, I wore a new fragrance to my collection. And I've talked about it in one of my other videos. I think it was in a video, one of my newest editions or something like that. And it is English Laundry London. I finally got a chance to get a full wearing of this. And man, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I really did. This is something I think I'm going to be wearing a lot this summer because it's heavy, but it's citrusy. It's got that pineapple note in there, but it's masculine at the same time, and I like that. It is a little heavy for summer, but the pineapple in there does make it very wearable. Now, it does have a strong pepper note in there. Again, very nice fragrance. It is a little heavy, but I think the pineapple in it makes it a little bit refreshing. But I like it because it's both fruity and masculine. That's what I like, because I like masculine fragrances, but I also like fresh and fruity fragrances, especially in the summertime, because you need something that's just cool and refreshing. So this was my Friday fragrance, and especially I wore it Friday because it was later in the evening when my wife and I went out. So this was an easy reach. I can see me wearing this a lot. Last year, I think the fragrance I wore the most during the summer was Insurrection Pure 2, because it's an inexpensive fragrance as well. I've already reviewed that one though, but it's a nice inexpensive fragrance. You get good presentation, but more importantly, you get a very, very nice juice with that one for around the $21, $22 mark. But you're not going to be able to pick that up in stores. You're going to have to order that one. But anyway, this one you'll probably be able to pick up in the store somewhere if you shop right. I got lucky and found it at TJ Maxx, and it was $19.99, and it came with a smaller bottle and some shower gel. But for the price, this is a very, very nice juice. Very strong. It's got great performance, good longevity. Performance on it was about 6 hours. As far as the longevity goes, projection was about 2.5 to 3. And that's English Laundry London. Pick this up at your local retailers like TJ Maxx, Ross, Burke's, Burlington, someplace like that. It's going for about $45 to $50 online, which I wouldn't pay that for it. I just wouldn't pay that for it. But if I did get it for $19, and if you can get it at that price, I think you should get it. Great fragrance, pineapple, peppery, nice, sweet, masculine, strong fragrance with good performance. English Laundry London. That was my Friday fragrance. Saturday was hot and just got out in town to just do some things, basically just to get out of the house. And my fragrance of choice for Saturday was Salvatore Ferragamo Free Time, or Salvatore Ferragamo F. Man, oh man, oh man. And this was nice and refreshing. Now, projection on this is maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. But this is where this one is sneaky. It turns into a skin scent, but after it turns into that skin scent, it does lay there for about 6.5 hours. It lays there for a good while. You'll still smell it, and what you're going to smell is a very natural smelling lime type note. And you know, if you've watched any of my videos for this season, the late spring, summer, early fall, I'm going to be wearing a lot of these because it was almost 90 degrees here. And this did wonderful in the heat. It's not an overpowering scent. It's not one that they're going to smell you from across the room, but you're going to be able to smell it. It's going to lay on your skin. It's going to lay on your shirts if you spray your shirts. It's going to lay around with you for 6 or 7 hours. And I was very pleased with that, because this, again, is not an expensive fragrance either. I think this can be had for, I think I saw a 3.4 ounce bottle, 100 ml bottle at Ross recently, and it was like $24 for that big of a bottle. And if you can get the smaller bottle, I know they make these in 1 ounces as well for under 20. And this one I think is the 1.7, and it comes in around 20 bucks. So, and Salvatore Ferragamo makes some really, really nice fragrances. This is Salvatore Ferragamo F or Salvatore Ferragamo Free Time, whichever, same cologne. Don't confuse it with F Black. This is not black. This is just free time. Just Salvatore Ferragamo free time. A Salvatore Ferragamo F. I think I've said that enough now. But this is what I wore Saturday, and it did excellent in that heat. And it was hot. It was hot. And we rode with the top down. So it didn't blow off. It stayed, like I said, it's gonna cuddle. It's gonna, get close to the skin. But it's there. It's there. All right. What I wore Sunday, another one. And the funny thing about all these fragrances is what ties them together is some type of woods in the dry down, whether it's cedar, sandalwood, something like that in the dry down. Some peppers, spices, that gives it a little bit of a masculine punch, and either lime, lemon, bergamot, or pineapple. All of these have. But what I wore Sunday was Karolina Herrera 212. Man, and this is another one that I haven't had very long, and I'm glad I bought it. Got a chance to wear it and get a full wearing of it. Again, this is a decent projecting cologne. It's gonna project for about 2.5 to 3 hours on your skin, and it's gonna give you about 6 hours of longevity. Again, it's not beast mode, but when you're dealing with summertime fragrance or fresh fragrance or aquatics or citrus-based fragrances, you're not gonna get the best longevity and projection out of them. You're just not. They're just not heavy enough for that. But I enjoyed it. It smelled really, really nice. It went really well with the warmer day. Yesterday was a little rainy here. Didn't rain a lot, but it did. And it was hot, but not scorching hot. So this came in right there, and it was about 80 degrees. So this hit the spot. I was pleased with it. And this is a 1.7 ounce bottle, and I think I paid $34, $35 for it. And that's about right. That's about the price that it goes for online. So, I mean, I didn't get a steal on it, but I didn't overpay either. So, and I didn't have to deal with shipping or waiting for it to get here. So I got to come home with it that day. So I was happy to pay the $36 for it and be done with it. But that's a good fragrance. Plus, Karolina Herrera fragrances are not cheap. They're not. They're just not cheap at all. But it's a good fragrance. Like I said, about 3 hours of projection, 2.5, 3 hours of projection, about 6 hours of longevity, and you're in the ball game. All right, and what I'm wearing today is a cheapie. Because I'm just sitting around the house, probably won't do anything much today. Read about some cologne or some old cars or something like football or whatever. And definitely read about my cologne. This is the one that I am rocking today. And it is Antonio Banderas Blue Seduction. This is the only fragrance I have from his lineup. He has a lot. And from what I've read, they're all pretty good. Now, I can only speak for this one. And I'll tell you, I'm going to spray some of this on. Get the old bald head. This is very, very aquatic, very refreshing. This is a nice fragrance. Now, again, it's a freshie, so you already know. When you're dealing with the fresh fragrance, don't expect beast mode, projection. Don't expect, for them to be able to smell you across the street or down the block or whatever. But this bad boy gets in the air, and it is very, very similar to Versace Man Eau Fresh. Very, very similar. A little bit cheaper than Man Eau Fresh, but it gives you that same clean, fresh, just refreshing vibe. And I love colognes. I love fragrances that do that. Yeah, this works for me. And I think I know I picked this up at Ross, and I've had it a while. And it was only a few bucks too. It was like $10 or $11, $12, and I've been pleasantly surprised with it. To performance, it gives you probably about 1.5 hours to 2 hours of projection, with maybe 3.5 to 4 hours of longevity. But I don't mind that with the fragrance that smells this good. It does smell really, really nice. That's Antonio Banderas Blue Seduction. I recommend this one. Actually, I recommend them all. I think they're all worth giving a try. I do advise you to shop right. Look around, make sure you don't overpay to make sure you get the best price, best bang for your buck. But they're all decent fragrances. They're all very, very solid. My favorite out of the group is probably this one. I can't lie. I'm really digging this fragrance. I think it's nice. You know, I really like it. Very, very similar to Insurrection Pure 2. Great fragrance. Nice. They're all nice. They're all got some form of citrus or pineapple in them, whether it's bergamot, lemon, or lime. It's all in there, and you can definitely smell it all in there. This one is very, very nice. This would be a nice office scent, or a scent that if you were going to be around a crowd of people indoors, this would be one that would be very, very fitting for that, because it's not going to offend anybody, and it's just nice. It's just cool, refreshing, nice. This one is a little bit more upscale and a little bit more refined than these, because none of them are alcohol blast when you spray them by any means. They're all fresh and smooth, but yeah, this one's just a little bit smoother. But I think these are probably the two best smelling out of the group, with this one being very, very close. And they all smell good. But if I had to rank them, I would probably put this one, and then this one, and then this one. Now, that's not saying this smells bad. These just smell better. Because this doesn't smell bad at all. But these just smell, to me, better. But this one I think is more versatile, because I think you could pull this one off in the winter, where these right here you probably couldn't. You probably could this one in the early part of the winter. Yeah, you could this one, but you could pull this one off anytime. So I think this one is more versatile, but I think these three smell a little bit better. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any familiarity with any of these fragrances, that's Karolina Herrera, Antonio Banderas, F, Free Time by Ferragamo, or English Laundry in London. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts on them are. You know, let's just talk about them. All right, guys. Oh, another thing before I go. If you got any fragrances out there that you know about that are very fitting for warm weather, that are just cool, refreshing fragrances, hey, drop it in the comments below, man. Talk about it. I'm open to suggestions and finding out about new fragrances also. You know, I'm not one of these guys that feel like you can't tell me anything about fragrances. If you know something that I don't know, tell me so we'll both know. You know, because I like my cologne, and I like, especially if it's a cheapie, you know, I like to smell good, and I like to do it on a budget. So if you got something out there that you recommend that you think will work good in this old Alabama heat, let me know. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.